Good evening, boys and girls and children of all ages. Welcome to a rare Thursday night foray into the world of the All-Stars. Liverpool got absolutely bummed off Everton last night, so probably should have went live, but we didn't for the Tato Duggan derby, and we are on game week 13, and things are kind of really just starting to take shape. Yeah, Jens, I'll pop you straight on after the sloths, mate. So over in the Western Conference, the Steam Pigs, the rampant Steam Pigs, who've scored 28 goals, which is a little bit mental when you look at the goals that other people have scored, do find themselves 5 points above the Des Moines Demons and the Gators. Really surprising, Des Moines Demons don't really seem as though they've been amazing, but actually they find themselves level with Gators, who are a decent side so far. And the short pumps loss on 12 points. Over at the Central, Alcatraz are just starting to pull away again. Pelham hot on the heels. Pelham Dandies tonight, a big game for the Dandies, probably more so than Pelham, to really try and stay in contention with that top two. El Logo Fire's performances have been much improved over the last few weeks, and you'd think it's only a matter of time until some major results start to flow. They did, of course, beat Pelham a few weeks back with a Raphael van der Vaart masterclass. Over to the Eastern Conference, Bisons and Vikings both on 24 points. Drivetrain behind them on 19, and the newly returned to the Dugout Rocks on 4 points, and we'll see how he gets on tonight. So we will, that's the results from the other day. And tonight we got Drivetrain Domingos, Memphis Reigns Vikings, Alcatraz El Logo, Pelham Dandies, Des Moines against the Steam Pigs, and Short Pumps lost against the Gators, and it is an all-conference night tonight. Interestingly, on my birthday, if anyone wants to pop that into their calendar. We are going to go slots first because Robert is a working man, he's a working class hero, and he has work pretty early tomorrow. And he goes as is from last time out, which is the three up top, with the kind of adapted, bottom half of the burn tactic, but with three up top instead of the two AMCs. And he did beat the drivetrain 2-1, and Penza eventually turned up. And it was a bit of a back and forth, and Rob will take that and run all day. Their divisional rivals are the Blackwater Gators, and this is how they go. They did go with this formation last time out to try and maximise what they were getting from Totty, but it just absolutely didn't work. They were absolutely dreadful. Both sides weren't great, but Gators really struggled to create anything all game, and that's how he goes tonight. Let's have your predictions in the chat. See how you're all doing tonight, and we will kick off as the Vikings manager just announces that Veron is some player as he's brought him into the Vikings mix. If you can all just keep an eye on the stream, because we had that issue at the back end of last stream, where suddenly you got stuck on the Veron into the book, where you got kind of stuck on the save screen. I don't know what happened. So if the screen freezes at any point, do let us know and we will see what is going on. Alex is in there with a 0-1 to the Gators. And we do get a half time. And the Gators, again, despite that change to formation at that conventional kitchen down 2-3-3-2, have really struggled to create anything there. And text wise, it was a bit 50-50. But in terms of match stats, the short pump slots are on top and probably unlucky not to be ahead. No conditional issues there to worry about, but Arnold Brungy really struggling to get into the game, potentially dropping back there as a 1 AMC behind 2, potentially for Rob. Roy Keane, he'll be reassured that Roy Keane is back in the mix with a high rate, and he very nearly went out the door, I think. If not a deal agreed, then I'm just unaware of it. Over at the Gators, sixes all round, with the exception of the keeper and their right back. And you think if Dan is in the chat, there'll be some changes made there. We'll go over to short pumps. I have seen Rob, and Rob is live. Brugging off for Rakoba. Swap with Kesman. And that is how Rob Sloth is gone. I haven't seen Kitchen Dan in the chat, so we will crack on. And if he makes any changes at any point, I'll class them as his half-time changes and pause the game immediately. We roll to 60 minutes as Veron has a chance from a free kick, and Roy Keane's name is again in there. Roy Oliver Kahn with a big chance, big save. Looked to be a double. That looked to be a double save, and then out of nowhere, Veron got in there potentially to kind of wave goodbye to the fans, and the short pump sloths find themselves 1-0 behind. The hesitation there was that it read like a double save from Oliver Kahn, and then actually at the third attempt, Veron got in there. Over to the Gators, who have turned up second half. We've had sixes turned into sevens, and actually Veron turned his 6 into an 8. Condition-wise, nothing to worry about. You'd think maybe Totley the only one at 81% that you'd be eyes on. Hoffland yellow card isn't really much to worry about either, and we will roll until the very end. We'll see just with the text and with the commentary at half-time, at full-time rather, what happened. Keane goes into the book, and there is Veron. A brace from Veron. Is he going to get a hat-trick? Sebastian Veron has got a hat-trick inside 23 minutes as he departs for the Vikings. And Kitchen Dan might just be regretting that deal. Gators didn't turn up for 45 minutes and still won 3-0. And we'll just check that triple save. Costa had a chance. Con saved it. Costa had the follow up, and then it was knocked behind, and then actually Veron scored from the corner. Yeah, we need to hand Juan Sebastian Veron over to the Mega Horse there to do some juice testing, I think. In case there's a Vieri 101 on the cards. Well done to Gators, and yeah, that does pull them right back into that hunt for that first place finish. We're going to go over to the Vikings next because of the time difference with Jens, and this is how he goes. Really basic change. Emerson is out and Simak is in. And the Vikings have been impressive. Over at the Memphis Reigns, we nearly didn't go live at 9 o'clock because of this tactic file and me working it out. Rocks, it was pretty clear, to be fair, from Rocks, but just wanted to make sure I got it absolutely bang on. This 3 behind Vieri could be absolute magic as the Memphis Reigns really look to kickstart their season in what has been a sport. Oh, Jens, I'm sorry, mate. Jens, I'm really sorry you've got a ghost game there, my man. So we do instead go over to the Des Moines Demons, who have been probably getting results rather than performances. They haven't scored haven't scored more than one for, wow, well, since the first game of the season. They've not scored more than one since the first game of the season, which is incredible. This is how they go tonight. They do make a couple of little tweaks, a few arrow tweaks, and Justin Walker comes in for a debut into MC. Horse was chewing Tato's ear off on Saturday night about a Justin Walker debut. Over at the Steam Pigs, who have been absolutely phenomenally impressive and scoring goals for fun. Scored the most goals by a hell of a long way in the... actually, Bisons have scored 25. Outside of Bisons, they've scored miles more goals than everybody else. Steve does go as is there tonight. Yes, Dan, I'll change that. I saw that in your submission. Thanks for the nudge. Oh no, another ghost game. Horse, do remind us that Yepes is your captain when we come to it, mate. So we do go over to the El Loco Fire versus Alcatraz. Scotty's El Loco Fire, who a really bizarre Steam Pigs game. They weren't bad at all, and then they ended up losing 5-2 with an Elbear hat trick against them. Performances have been better. Results have started to come, and you hope that continues. So tonight he does stay with that 2-7-1. The personnel is more or less the same, but we do have some arrows added into Milewski and Gerard into DMC, with Southgate coming in for West and Gerard coming in for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Over to Alcatraz, who are a little bit up and down at the moment, but when you've had such a strong... No, that's not right. Let me check your submission, Scott. Where's that not right? 2 seconds. I'll see when we go to the match screen. 2 seconds, mate. Over to Alcatraz, who have been a little bit up and down, but when you've had such a strong start, you can afford to have that. Should be Torres for Rayhead. Have I not done that? Just check. Yeah, Scott, I missed that. And you've got Anelka up top as well. And he hasn't signed yet. Oh no, he has. He's out the door. Yeah, fuck that up, Riley Scott. Apologies, mate. We kick off Alcatraz via Logo, and we'll see how we get on. Maybe Harasimovic will stop the embarrassment from me for mucking off Scott's submission there and get the goal. Harasimovic is involved. Does get cracking. Oh, Lee Young Pure with a chance. It says, how did he manage to miss that? It is all El Loco Fire early doors. Alcatraz now coming into it. Davids knocks it down. Zanoni, and there is... Oh, Harasimovic did put El Loco Fire ahead, and there's only been one team in the game, to be fair, and it is the El Loco Fire boys. Over to Alcatraz, Paolo Maldini, who has been so solid for Hopkins, has got a 5 Martin Keown on a yellow. First time those centre-halves have let him down. And then over to the El Loco Fire. Harasimovic with 2 chances out of 2. Christian Zanoni with a chance. Lee Young Pure with a chance, but getting it off target. And their ratings do look a hell of a lot better. We will see if Scott wants to do anything. And Hopkins was seen earlier on, but couldn't see him. So we'll just have a little quick look to see if there's anything standing out there that potentially would do. And Harasimovic is getting the hook for Cabello. We haven't seen Hopkins, so we will roll. And if Hopkins' changes come in, then we will go with it. And we'll go to 60. Caballo fractionally offside. He did have half a chance. Davids with a warning there from the referee. 52 minutes played. Big save from Andre. Caballo aims to the far post. Van der Vaart smashes it in. 60 minutes now. Feels a little bit end to end now. Probably think that one goal is enough, and a local fire again since half time do look a hell of a lot better. Over to conditions. Nothing to worry about for Scott there. Lee Young Pure's name was mentioned a hell of a lot in that text. Gerard offering little from DMC, but you probably couldn't justify Tudor coming on from. Will we see Carlos Jacks? We do see Carlos Jacks for Wayal Red. And yeah, Tato said it. Scotty has definitely got a tune out of Rafael van der Vaart when so many others have failed. Potentially Smuts in the Super League will be knocking on your door, mate, and asking you how you're doing that. We'll just pull up ratings and conditions for Hopkins, but there isn't an indication that he's live and wants to make any chats, any changes. So we will roll 62 minutes played. Can a logo continue the recovery? Remember, this is a divisional game, and Alcatraz are flying high on 23 points. So particularly Pelham will be looking at this game, hoping that a logo gets something out of it. Raul Inzaghi with a chance. Can Alcatraz do what they did at the start of the season, which is nick a result, a logo now? Can they score? Milewski, Van der Vaart could have had the winner with the last kick of the game. And Alcatraz did come much more into that since half time. But it is a logo who have probably on balance looked as though they deserved to score the winner, if anything. Bit of Bayer on a 9 kind of tells you how well the local fire attackers have done. Ndai holding the fort with an 8, and Nedved holding down that midfield spot alongside Davids, and pushed up to MC with a 7. Over at the local fire, and it is Southgate and Ferdinand who are struggling a little bit at the back, but potentially it's because of how little they've been involved. Collar Jacks on a 6 and Caballo on a 7 since coming on. Not really getting much service in there, but neither did the rest of the attackers that have went off. We will see what Scotty wants to do. If he was to get the winner tonight, we'll put him on 7, which was a hell of a lot better than where he was a couple of weeks back, and would just stop Alcatraz from pulling away even more. Remembering that both managers can do team instruction changes, and the local fire boys go Gerard for Kutusov. Oh, cancel that. Gerard for Kutusov. 3 EMCs, Kutusov central, and I'm guessing Milewski central as well. Scott, will you just confirm if you want an arrow on Kutusov? That'd be grand. And any team instruction changes as well. And also Hopkins, if you're around, mate, get yourself a change in there. Not that anyone will be asked, but I'm playing in my first 7-a-side football tournament in about 5 years tomorrow. Swap ready in Jacks. Swap red in Jacks. There we go. And we will see how that goes. $104 played. Caballo has a chance, double chance. Vita Bayer there. Half time and extra time. We're not going to make any changes. There's match stats. And yeah, surely an logo fire winner is what is deserved here. Caballo with the winner, with the golden goal. And despite my continued fuck ups there for Scott, the local fire boys do get the win in the end, and a massive divisional win for the local fire boys. Scotty, I can only apologise there, mate. Entirely my fault why your submission wasn't right. Yeah, Dimble's exactly right. Every attack in extra time seems like it's going to be a goal. Unlucky Hopkins. We will go to Drivetrain Domingos Bisons will be a good game. Let's save that. We'll go to the Dandies versus Pelham. do make a change. We go with the standard kind of 1 AMC and the two up top. Jermaine Defoe gets a run. Looking at look, he was looking good. He scored the last time he was on. And we'll see how we get on. Over to Dimbolo, who was a brilliant host in the old Grimsby on Saturday night. Many a beer was consumed. I was hungover for 2 days. I had the beer here and I felt depressed as fuck. So thank you, Dimble. Does make changes on the bench, but other than that, there are no changes to what is a very, very strong and well-established first 11. And Figo has been doing bits since coming in. And yeah, Steve, your game was ghosted, mate. So you're going to be on in a couple. Best of luck, Dimble, mate. This is a big game for both of us. I wouldn't be opposed to a draw, but a win would be ideal as we get underway. Cafu dropped for the Dandies and Beckham's starting on that right-hand side tonight. Montella just puts it over the bar. Simkoviak, Gerard, Constantinu pulls a save from Westerveld. It feels very end-to-end. This will be interesting to see the match stats as now Pelham started growing into the game. Beckham is offside. Simkoviak to the four. Constantinu, the four puts one wide. Is the first goal going to be decisive here? Who can take the chance? Simkoviak has a strike. Constantinu looks so certain to score, it said. How is it not 1-0 to one of these two sides? They've both created a hell of a lot. Oh, penalty. Of course it is. Fuck off, Dimble. Montella, 42 minutes, puts himself 1-0 up. And Dandies look to be creating more there. But actually, if you don't take your chances, yeah, look, chance, parry. What was the penalty for? Vogels with the ball, Clivert done Jeremy's put him on his arse. And Dimble finds himself 1-0 up at half time. Clivert on a 6, but actually got the assist for winning the penalty. Really, really solid. No yellow cards. And Montella's got the goal with only having done 5 passes. Be really, really surprised if Dimble makes any changes there at all. Simkoviak in a rare 5. Maybe the Dandies will have to just change ever so slightly there, but really not much of the ball being had by key people for the Dandies. No change for us either, Dimble. So we will roll to 60 minutes. Now Pelham look much better since 45 minutes. Oh, Constantinu does make up. Back has been spraying balls for fun. 57 minutes. We get to 60. Defoe puts it over the bar. Beckham on a 6. I'll jump to Dimble first because he's not live. Apologies, Dims. Clivert's still on that 6. And the defensive kind of powerhouse in Lasisi, Hippie and Kaladze just struggling a little bit. Figo on 77%. You can't imagine he'd have done much running. Simkoviak. Shall we get Simkoviak off for Cambiaso and do that? And we'll get the 4 off for look at Tony. And we'll pull Dimble back up, see what he wants to do. Vogel up to MC, to the MC central with no arrow. There we go. Cheers, Dims, mate. Nice and quick. Brilliant. Thank you very much. And we will roll to what might be another extra time session. Joe Cole gets the goal and Pelham are 2-1 up. Are they going to get a third and put this game to bed? Ferguson with a tactical foul there. Feels very Pelham since those changes. Dandies have definitely not been better since them 84 minutes played. Can they get themselves back into this game? Doesn't feel like it. Montella unleashes a volley, and there is Ronaldinho. Dagger through the heart of his Super League former manager. And Pelham run out 3-1 victors. Changes really backfired for Dandies there. They looked awful from 60 minutes onwards. Congratulations, Dimble. Joe Cole with the man of the match performance and just too many bang average performances from the Dandies. Over at the Bisons, who have got a pretty shit pack this time around. They are really struggling tonight, but actually they bring in quality and the tactic and formation is tried and tested. So they roll. Over at the Drivetrain, who again are another team who've been on the wrong end of injuries and suspensions. And this is how they go. They do make some slight tweaks in terms of they don't make any personnel changes. Let me just check that. But they did submit a new tactic file. So I just, Mike, if you're live, mate, can you just confirm that is all good? I'm just going to hop into emails and just check after what I did with Scotty's. Very nice. Scotty, Janet Cheddar, Del Vecchio, Boya Scholes, Edmundo, Henri, Owen, and then captains Fabian Barthez. Yeah, that all looks good. Yeah, it all looks good, mate. I've just checked it out. But I shall just give you a second to just verify. And I have got a little message from Tato there, just saying that his missus has given him the green light, so he's not going to be live for his game, which is absolutely understandable. I'd rather be shoulder deep in my missus rather than playing Chapman, but there we are. Brilliant. Cheers, Sav. As we get on to the third last game of the night with the two, there is a goal. Tato didn't select his penalty taker, and the game decides centre half takes it as it usually does. 8 minutes played, great football by Drivetrain, but actually didn't take the chance. 14 minutes played. Edmundo, Thierry Henry now. Can he get him back into it? Offside. It's felt very Drivetrain since the goal. Goal disallowed for Bisons. Tomasi. Mendieta. Barthez now, starting from the back. And there is Janet Cheddar into the book on a booking. Drivetrain just struggled for goals the last couple of games. As we get to half time, Drivetrain had the most chances, but the text didn't really reflect. Change bench, not the 11. Yes, mate. Yeah, that was bang on. New tactic file, change bench, but actually the 11 for Drivetrain is the same. Sixes and sevens, Janet Cheddar on a booking. As Drivetrain have just struggled to be a little bit clinical. Henri missing 2 chances, and then the rest shared between Boya and Edmundo. Over at the Bisons, who aren't going to make changes. Tato's little backside will probably be going up and down in the air by now. And we get a Rossini 6, but they still find themselves comfortable. We shall just hop onto Savage's tactic and see what he wants to do there. Condition-wise, nothing to stress about, really. Just the performance from the front players. Savage says leave till 60, so we will roll till 60. And we jump to 60 more or less straight away on 58 minutes. With both teams struggling to create anything. Boya scooped it over the bar there. Another chance for Boya put over the bar. Over to the Bisons when Tato watches this back. And then into the Drivetrain, who I think we'll probably see arrows on Edmundo and Henri or whoever ends up there. Potentially Henri for Owen and then one of the AMCs on. Conditions wise, nothing to concern Savage there. And we'll see what Sav wants to do. Arrow on Schools maybe to support those 2 AMCs. Potentially. City running riot, of course they are. Fuck me. What a team. 115 charges, but what a team. Swap Henri for Owen. Then Owen for Del Vecchio. Then Switchowski on for Owen. No more arrows. No more arrows? As in... okay. No more arrows added. Yeah. Savage, can you just confirm you're happy with that, mate? Yeah, brilliant. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that, bud. And we will roll until 90 minutes. Yeah, Savage, you need to come and get Cafu, mate. Let's get a deal done for Cafu. He's sitting not even on me bench. I'm not really gonna rinse you for him. As the Domingos Bisons hold on for a win And yeah, again, another underwhelming game for Drivetrain. They really just didn't create anything in that second half. And then when they created chances in the first half, they just didn't take any. Over at the Bisons, Tato building an absolute reputation at the minute for just being solid but unspectacular. Over to the Memphis Reigns, we've seen the teams. Let's jump in. Hopefully, Jens is still awake. Really interested to see how this Memphis Reigns formation is going to play against the well-established tactic file across some decent. And there is Roy Mackay who puts the Vikings 1-0 up, and there is 2-0 up. Oh, and he has to take it twice. Ibrahim Saeed doesn't miss penalties, and the eagerness of which to see how Memphis Reigns. There's Chaparro on his debut, who gets him back into it. What a game this is. What a game this is. Roy Mackay could have had a brace inside the first 30 minutes there. Zaviola. Now the Reigns are getting back into it now. Sigalko's name getting mentioned. And there is Christian Vieri from 2-0 down to 2-2 at half time. Can a team get a third? Ibrahim Saeed now doing defensive work. There is Semak and Senetti. What a game this is. What a game this is. And just Vikings have created a hell of a lot. And the Memphis Reigns have just actually been really clinical. This is the All-Stars that we know and love, not 0-1s or 1-0s. Over to the Memphis Reigns. Up and down stats, up and down kind of personal ratings, just as you'd expect from such a mad first half. Over at the Vikings, 6-7s and a couple of 8. yeah, definitely refreshing to watch attacking football teams, Jens. I agree with you, mate. Maxim Skalko has been quiet, but he's had 3 shots, 2 on target. And Roy Mackay has turned up tonight. Type of player that can absolutely go on a run, as Steve Wright will tell you if you listen. Haven't seen Rocks rather for a little while now. And Jens goes as is. We'll just give Rocks a little while to decide what he wants to do here, if he's live. yeah. But this is the madness you love. This is the madness you love, Rocks. Play on is the call. If they die, they die. As we run towards 60 minutes, are we going to have a goal before 60 minutes? 54 minutes played, 58 minutes played. Is there going to be a 3-3? 59 minutes. Steve Wright's convinced the Click brings a goal. Saviola just puts it wide. I think it was actually a save. As we get a corner to the Memphis Reigns. No condition ratings to worry about. And yeah, Rocks probably mixes this up. Maybe some long arrows and 3 up top, I think, is probably what is about to come. Over at the Vikings, like the Bisons, just really, really solid. Donny bizarrely struggling from MC there, given the fact that he's been so good, better than Imar in that MC position. And that's how they look. Fabio Cannavaro with a 9, as you'd expect. Absolute beast of a player. And Maxim again still remains quiet. How many has he got so far? 7 and 9 with a 1 assist. He's been great. You take that every day of the week in any form of champ. And we'll see what Jens wants to do. Conditions wise, 79% for Roy Mackay, but his name has been mentioned a hell of a lot in that text. Camps for Farias. This is where I really struggle because I don't know half of fucking Rox's players. Swap Ortega and Chaparro. Zoni for Holland. Matty Holland's coming on. Has he made an appearance yet? No, he hasn't. And swap with Semak. Cheers, lovely, excellent, and we will roll till full time. Be great to get another 5 goals inside the last 20 minutes. We jumped to 81 minutes and nothing happened. Sigalko must score, and it's Roy Mackay who gets a brace, but actually it's disallowed. So we've had a retake and penalty, a disallowed goal, and 5 goals, and none in the second half. But there is Roy Mackay. He does get his brace. What a player Roy Mackay is. Michielini trying to make things happen. The Vikings hold on, and it's a dominant 4-2 performance. The Memphis Reigns made it interesting, but actually couldn't do much about it. Valtellina there to stand out, and a man in the match performance from Roy Kai, as you'd expect, with 5 shots, 4 on target, and 2 goals to write home about. Semak and Sigalko with the assists, and there is Roxy, and his 3 keepers are averaging a combined 4.33 rating. Last game of the night, we've seen the teams. It is the ever scoring Steam Pigs against the never scoring Des Moines Demons. Probably should only end one way, but this is champ, and I'm going 4-0 Demons. Love that Steam Pigs. Oh, who's that sent off? Yep, Ayres is sent off. And Horse, you'd be absolutely right to blame me for not having him as captain. Had him there the night. Yeah, had him there. Let me know what you want to do about the red card, if you want to go one at the back. Or if you want to go with changes. Steve, you obviously get changes as well. Let us know what you want to do. You probably think that Steve wouldn't be making any changes given how much they've been scoring. Listenhoff as a Dan and put him at the back. There we go. Steve Wright goes no changes. As we see if the Steam Pigs can take advantage of that. You think there's probably one team in the division you don't want to be going down to 10 against, and that is the Steam Pigs. But there is Justin Walker. The 10 men of Des Moines have scored what is a solitary goal. They don't score two, other than the first game of the season. But they find themselves 1-0 up at half time, having created 5 chances, and the Steam Pigs haven't created absolutely sod all. Edu on a 5 from AMC. Keelan Raquelme, you'd probably think that Nakata is going to come on and one of them is going to push up to AMC. No conditional issues to write home about. The Des Moines Demons. Baumer not really offering much from DML. Dyer looking okay. And Shatter Abaladze for Edu. I really thought we were going to see Nakata rather than Arveladze, who makes another sub appearance, haven't played. It's savage. Champ is batch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Captain Lucenhoff and conditions check. Yeah, that's a killer for you, that mate. Killer, that Veron performance, absolute killer. Yeah, you'll be regretting that one in your sleep, mate. Play on, lovely. And Steve Wright has made his change of shot for our lads here, and we will go to 60 minutes. You would have got unbelievable odds on a Des Moines 1-0 shutout here. Raquelme on a 5, Walter Samwell on a 5. The players that have been so good for Steve have just not turned up tonight. Probably think there's going to be wholesale changes there. Over to Des Moines. Looking solid, if unspectacular. Van Nistelrooy continues to fail to kind of hit the back of the net in this 2-6-2-D formation. Drop Vieira back maybe. Does he go a little bit defensive? Does he try and see it out? Or you hire for Van Nistelrooy. Again over to Steve Wright. Kata from Raquelme, please. Yeah, of course you can, mate. Kata for Raquelme. And then conditions wise, Steve. Drop extra Berea behind Rude. Forward arrow, centralize both. There we go. That's all. Lovely. Cheers, gents. As we roll to 90 minutes. And it wouldn't necessarily be a ridiculous result, but it would be an absolute, against every form line that we have. The Des Moines Demons have won another game 1-0. And have stopped the Steam Pigs from doing anything at all. The rampant Steam Pigs that have scored 26 goals inside 7 games or whatever it is, have been held out by the Des Moines Demons, by centre half pairing of Lucenhoff and Honshaw. That brings us to the classifieds tonight. The Bisons have beat the Drivetrain 1-0 with a Mourinho penalty goal. Vikings smashed the Memphis Reigns 4-2, but it could have been a hell of a lot more. A local Fire won 1-0 with the Jose Cabello goal on 140 minutes. The Dandies were nowhere to be seen post 60 minutes, and Pelham took total advantage with Cole and Ronaldinho getting the win. The Moines Demons, what a shutout, what a result, what a man of the match performance from Paredes to go 1-0. And the Gators beating Short Pump Sloths with the performance of the night, probably the best ever individual performance from Veron with a hat-trick inside 20 minutes. Leaves the competitions looking like this. Bisons and Vikings are absolutely flying, and the Drivetrain now have a considerable gap, but none more so than Memphis Reigns have to them. Dandies and the Alcatraz boys lost tonight. A local Fire slowly creeping up on Dandies. That'll be a slight concern. Over to the Western Conference, Short Pump Sloths remain on 12. Des Moines Demon and Gators on 20. And the Steam Pigs on 22. Ground made there tonight. I don't know when the next game week will be, because there's talk of a Sunday night Super League. So All Stars might just have to wait until a Wednesday show with Kitchen Dan, but we will chat in the WhatsApp over the next couple of days as things emerge with Super League and see how we get on. Cheers, boys. Good night and happy Friday for tomorrow. Up the All Stars.